video, you're going to see some interviews with some micro-brand watch owners that really impressed me.
So, I actually got the metal bracelet on there, but it comes on this Italian blue leather, and the colorway is very nice. The quality is very good as well. I mean, I don't
live up to that hype. Does it actually live up to all that positivity? Should you consider buying one for yourself?
Yeah, let's get it. Welcome in, everybody, man. It's your boy Trap Vision 3D. We got watching James. I'm gonna let him do his thing. That's his thing. And then we got the almighty Chris Mirrly on time. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate you.
Oh, great to be here, man.
And we have a full house tonight for the millions and millions that are watching. So, Riskful Ignorance is in the building. Listen, when Robert Wood pull up to your live, everything is good. Everything is good. So, Corey's in here, man. Thank you for being here. Skylar Santana's in the building, man. Thank you guys for being here. Tonight, y'all. Tonight, we're gonna touch on some Grail topics, because I know both of you guys, you dabble in the Grailology, if you will, when it comes to watches. And I'm going to blame today's episode it's not sponsored by, but it is because of watching James. He had a couple of hot topics. We did a collab together, which congratulations on that. That video is amazing. You did a great job. It's letting me know that you're such the man for this. Like your touch on that, man, it was touching to see all those people. And Sophie, I was upset when Sophie had that break-in, but then she mentioned it again during that, and man, that was a very touching moment. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like the community came and rallied around her and was like, "Hey, we're gonna get that watch back for you." So that was an amazing video, man. You are on fire. And Chris, I met watching James because of you.
Awesome.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is I'm looking at the camera. You're at the very top, Chris, and then what? It's like a like a graph. Oh my gosh, man! Thank you guys for being here. Yes, hit that like button coming in, and if you guys, I actually have their links to channels and stuff like that. You guys can grab that, or if any of my mods are in here, go ahead and drop their links merely on time and watch it, James, so other people can grab it while they're watching along. And we want you guys to be a part of the conversation as well. So please jump in and let us know. So we're going to start with the definition of a Grail, sir, Mr. James and Chris.
How much time do you have? Because I've got a long.
Hey, listen, let's in, man. Let's jump in, bro. Like, what is this definition of Grail, man? Because this thing has been kicked around social media a lot, bro. So you just had the latest video on Grails, man. Give us your explanation. What is a Grail watch?
I don't think my definition of a Grail is the same as everybody else's definition of a Grail, because I kind of categorize it into sub Grails. It's like affordable Grails and sort of traditional Grails and fantasy Grails. But what I'm actually sort of thinking more and more as I go down this journey is the traditional idea of what a Grail is and the Grail story. It's not something you ever actually find because they've never found the Grail. It's the lessons learned along the journey. And that's what the story of the Grail journey is, isn't it? So really this idea of a Grail watch is more about the journey towards the Grail watch.
Okay. All right. Chris?
Yeah, I didn't know the topic, so I'm just kind of thinking off the top of my head. But when I think of a Grail watch, and again, affordability isn't really relevant. For me, it's just a watch for whatever reason that's highly desired.
Okay.
So, you know, an example, and James had some other collaborators on about their the most worn watch or the most important watch. And when I began to reflect on just the journey I've been on watch collecting, I thought about the watch that I had when I was a kid, when I was 10 years old, that Remex. Never even knew the brand. I assumed it was a Timex, or I didn't know. It was a Remex Wayne Gretzky digital watch. And that became a grail of mine. I really wanted to get that watch. And so, I checked out eBay and I got the watch. I think it was $80 Canadian from a guy in Newfoundland. Maybe it was $100, but when most people think of Grails, they don't think of $100 watch. But that is the most important watch in my collection right now, because it's in living memory. I may have had a watch before that watch. I don't know. I don't recall if I do, but in my living memory, that's the very first watch I ever had. And I do remember that when I wore the watch, because I loved it. Wayne Gretzky was, how many people's idols in the 80s,
Right.
Early 90s, greatest hockey player to ever play the game. And I do remember the crystal of the watch popped off. And I remember being so upset about that. And at that time, it was like, well, it went to the trash bin, basically. Yeah. So a Grail watch for me is just something that's, for whatever reason, becomes highly desirable. And obviously it's different for everybody, what that highly desired item is.
Okay. And and the biggest thing is I love kicking this conversation around. Like, me and James are having this discussion. I got a buddy that bought a Bluesy Invicta, right? The Submariner homage, and
Yep.
took him a minute to get it right. And I think sometimes, like when we're talking on YouTube, right, or Instagram or TikTok, whatever you decide to get your information from, I know Rolex and Omega are going to always be talked about. So your mindset automatically goes to, okay, these are the top of the top, but you don't consider the people that may be economically challenged to get one of these watches, and they may not even, that's not on their radar. I got a buddy that Seiko is it. Seiko is his Grail, top of the top. He has a solid gold Seiko from 71 or something like that. This old watch. But when my buddy got his Pro Diver, man, this guy, man, he called me. He said, "Yo, Trap, I got it, man. I got it, dude. You got to check it out. Send me pictures." And I said, "Okay." And he was like, "Man, I need you to size it for me." I was like, "All right, cool." Sized it, and dude, love the watch, man. And that's been years now. And he has not purchased another watch. He wears this watch on a regular basis.
That's cool.
And so that's his Grail watch.
Yeah.
Until
I love hearing stories like that, because I think it helps then reset you as well, because that's a good perspective. We shouldn't be always trying to go up this ladder, because it's not a real ladder. Why are we trying to go up a ladder? How about we try and focus on what we like? And it's so nice to hear people enjoying something no matter what the cost, and I try and take that on board as well.
Yeah, and I think here's an example of something that I, every year, whatever time of year, Watches and Wonders is doing their thing, and there's several YouTube people that have what my thoughts are on the Watches and Wonders, and I'm like, I don't care. I'll never get one of those watches. It's like, I'll never buy a Rolex. Here's an example of a highly desirable watch, and it's certainly not an expensive one. It's the let me see if I can get this right. It's the Sugus.
Okay.
SB1901. I wanted that watch with that chronograph movement, the mechanical chronograph movement. Very affordable, but I've wanted this forever. Highly desirable, and was finally able to get it. It was kind of a Christmas present, so to speak, to myself. And I love this watch. I just absolutely love it. And I think you can get it for around $170 USD, maybe. I think it was like 220 Canadian dollars.
Sea Leg says, could a Fitbit be considered a Grail watch? I need more than just the time. We'll get into that, Sea Legs, but here's look, the world just stood still right now because I have somebody that's coming to the stage that kicked me down a rabbit hole once again because I thought I was done collecting watches, but then he came out with such a utilitarian timepiece, Loomis, amazing. It is just the watch that I need in my collection. So this man that started out modding watches, you guys may know him by Dad Mod, but welcome to the stage, Noctua Watches.
Hello, gents.
Nice. Hello.
What's up, bro? How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Man,
glad to be
bro.
here. What an
I'm glad you made it, bro. I'm glad you made it. So since you're here now, what we're gonna do is I was waiting for you to do the ultimate. Let's do the wrist check. So I'm gonna start with you, bro.
Oh, no pressure.
No pressure, man. No pressure. What you got?
All right. Well, I don't know. I just launched it today. Just came out.
Yeah.
It's the Zulu time, the Noctua Zulu. So
Nice.
I
I
know.
love you and hate you at the same time.
Yeah, I know.
And what you got, bro? What you got?
So this is James' fault. This is a watch when he highlighted on his channel. I fell in love with it, and it became a affordable grail, I guess, if you will. And it's an IWC homage, but it's the Rudeland or Rude. I don't know how you pronounce it.
Roadland.
Roadland.
Roadland, yeah.
Roadland.
I like that leather strap, bro.
I don't know, James. I think it might be Rudeland. But it's got the, it's an IWC homage, so it's got the custom turbines, what it's called. But again, it's a mechanical movement as well. I didn't even know it. I didn't even know it was mechanical when I bought it. I just assumed it was an automatic that had a, custom,
Ooh.
movement. Just, and it's the second hand is on there. So yeah, I haven't taken this off. I think I got it on Monday of last. I think I've had it for a week now. It hasn't gone off except to go in my hot tub. I can't wear it.
That's a nice one. Okay, so James, what you got, brother?
I'm doing something really funky. This is a Sa Bomba, which I've only just got about a week ago, and I haven't been able to take it off my wrist. It's super funky, but the quality of it is absolutely incredible. I love wearing it. It's just got this lovely feel to it. It's very different, very interesting. But I'm also sort of cheating because I'm also wearing my IWC Spitfire. So I'm doing a Mark from Long Island Watches.
One Mark, yeah.
And I have
one, James. Oh, sorry, Trap.
No, you good. And my trusty, listen. And you know what, James? This is the one. When I did the video, this is it. You know what I'm saying? It's got a different strap. I changed the strap. And you know what? I think Skylar in here. Skylar is the one that got me on this Montreux straps. And yeah. And it's funny. It was funny. I was looking at I was looking at somebody's review on Montreux straps. I'm not gonna say any names, but I was looking at a review. And I laughed so hard, but I do agree. Sometimes putting more into the packaging takes away from the actual material. And I want, give it all to me. If I gotta pay for it, give me everything. You can give me something little slight, as long as the packaging holds it, I'm good. I don't need everything.
Yeah, that was me. I'll be honest, but that's okay. My biggest thing with it, honestly, is that there was so much more. I'm kind of snoopy, so I kind of looked to see where the company is, what they're doing, where their offices is, if they have an office. At the time, they had one strap in 8 colors, one size, and they got a pretty nice office on the second floor of a nice building on the Florida coast. Really? I'm paying your mortgage for that for one? Come on. I apologize to really go after them, but it was just a bit too much. I hate to say it, but
I think, you know what? Let me say.
And there was so much more beyond that, but that was.
Let me just say this. I think as a consumer, and we'll get it like on this, a tie right into this whole Grail situation. I think as a consumer, bro, we do start looking at those things. Once you start digging a little deeper into buying, as far as horology is concerned, and buying either straps, watch boxes, and all the stuff that we love that we talk about, even those that review, you're building now and you're creating and stuff like that. You do become a little more critical, and you're not buying as much because I mentioned this. 2024 was crazy for me. Like I bought a lot of stuff, right? A lot of stuff. And I just
Okay,
I'm like,
hold on there, Trap.
what's up, bro?
Starting in January, you said.
Oh my god.
January, early February. This is my last purchase. This is my last purchase. And
We all say that, Chris.
October or something. Come on.
Hey, wait a minute. And he would he would text me every time I would see Instagram be lighting up. He said, Trap, I thought you were done. And then he hit me with you glorious bastard. Yeah, man. So I get it. You know, I really respect your review, man, because I'm critical of stuff, man. Like this year started out, I said the first watch that I will buy out of my money will be the Certina, right? And I actually received I got it right here, the first watch, which is called the First by Kokomo. And I like this watch. I really like this watch. And I didn't buy it. They gifted it to me for hitting 3,000 subscribers. And does this make this like Grail level, right? This is Grail. This is my Grail because I will never get rid of it, man. This means a lot. Talks about our relationship and stuff. I can say a lot about that. Skylar, what did you say? I got into a disagreement with my better half over what a Grail watch is. I think it's something you can obtain but possess some difficulty. She said it should be a watch that you can't obtain. What do you guys think about that?
I think it's both.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Indiana Jones, bro. Like he went through a lot, bro. Like man, getting shot at. You had spiders, snakes, bugs, and I can't remember which Indiana Jones that was, where they had to stick their hand through the slimy pit and just grab something. I can't remember if that was part 2 or whatever, but I was like, you know what? I'm just not gonna have this Grail today because I'm not sticking my hand in there. I'm not grabbing.
Remember the Grail in that movie? There was this crappy wooden cup.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my
is that meant to be our Grail watches? The crappy wooden cups.
I still think, you know, and I have to relate it to a watch I already have in my collection when it comes to, you know, potentially. So I bought the Christopher Ward. Now I'm Canadian, and our Canadian dollar is worth a crap right now everywhere.
That's the truth.
It's are you a Canadian as well, Noctua?
Yeah, I'm out in Edmonton.
You feel the pain.
Yeah.
So the current value of the Canadian dollar is $1.42 to the US dollar. It might be close to $2 for the Great British Pound. So I bought 2 years ago, I guess, or close to 2 years ago, Christopher Ward C63 Sealander, and it was a Grail watch for sure. It's the first watch. It's my most expensive watch. First time I spent over $1,000 on a watch. It ended up costing me around between 1,100 and 1,200 Canadian dollars, which is about $7 US dollars, by the way. But the thing that got me thinking about Grails with this watch is, you know, I wore it to work and I wore it and I got some pretty good dings and scratches on it. And I was just like, oh, and I thought, what if I get the Breitling Navitimer B01 that I want? Would I ever really wear it? If I had an Omega or a Rolex that's like $10,000, I know for a fact that I'd be very cautious in wearing it. And if it gets to the point where you are more cautious or hesitant to wear it because of its price or whatever, it becomes something that is, I don't know, to me, it's like you want to be able to wear your watch and enjoy it and not worry about it. So for me, I don't know if I'd ever really spend, you know, much more now than $1,000 on a watch. I don't know.
And Robert Wood chimes in. See, to me, my Grail is probably my end game of luxury collecting, which will be my retirement watch. Omega 300M ceramic dial and bezel. And
Mm.
I'm reading into that, Robert Wood. You said to me, my Grail is probably my end game of luxury collecting. That doesn't keep you from buying the affordable section. So I see you. You're not gonna stop. You're Robert Wood. You're not gonna stop. I'm seeing. I'm looking. I see you. But I feel you on that one. And people here know that one of the Grail watches that I want, something I've been chasing after, which I consider there's actually two of them are hero watches to me. It's the Panerai, as well as now the Omega Speedmaster 57. And I think, it's more expensive. I'll be able to get the original Speedmaster faster than that one because it's like $2,000 less. But I'm not interested in the Speedmaster, right? I know people like the Speedy. A number of people have the Speedy. I've even seen some content creators make this bold statement that said, "You're not a real collector until you have a Speedmaster in your collection." And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what that makes me then. Well, I guess you're right. I'm not a watch collector. I'm an enthusiast. How about that? Let's put that. So you're half right. But I don't always necessarily like the price. I know that was a conversation. The hot take was, and this is a conversation I had today, was like, hey, a Grail has to be a certain dollar amount, aka Protect AP. Those are Grails. Bacherons, those are Grails, right? Tourbillon level of any watch is a Grail. Well, not any, but most Swiss tourbillons are Grail levels. What was the other one? They got into we got into the whole um celebrity conversation where you got people like, who was it, Rick Ross. And I know Rick Ross and Nico had this little thing going back and forth. You laugh because you know what I'm talking about. And so Nico says, hey, there's only two people in the world that has that particular watch, and you're not on the list. That's an aftermarket or a fake, right? And Rick Ross, like, a little piglet, stay in your lane. This is a real watch or whatever. And they're both right, I guess. I mean, because he can prove that they Protect whoever made so many of that watch, and and I guess Rick Ross had it, the aftermarket version. It's still a lot of money spent for the watch, and they consider those Grail pieces, right? And I know people, like, the conversation I had today was like, well, one day I'll get to that. And something that you said, James, like, if you did obtain your Grail watch, would you consider that your favorite, or would you even wear it as much? Because let's just say I don't know, hit the lottery for $300,000. You only got $150,000 out of that, and you were foolish and bought a $90,000 watch. I'm just gonna throw it out there. We just say hypothetical. You're not gonna wear that watch every day. You're not.
I certainly wouldn't. You'd be scared of wearing it, and then I also wouldn't want to wear it every day because I've got all these other watches I still want to wear.
He said, James gave me politician's answer.
Way too many watches.
And the reality is, we all know this. We've all had certain watches that we've wanted to get that we have got, and the glory fades fairly quickly. Yeah, even if you wore it for, like, there's a watch I'm going to talk about in my channel. Every time I wear it for a week. And for me to wear a watch for a week now with the watches that I have, is, that's like impressive, because like some of you, well, James, you got 2 watches on right now, and some of us change our watches like 3 times a day. So, so the $15,000 watch, $10,000 watch, or hundreds of thousands of dollar watch is, in my thinking, I could be wrong, but it's not going to be any different than the excitement that I got when I got a $500 watch. Eventually, it's just going to be, well, it's just another watch.
That's why I think we should be chasing the exciting watch, or the watch that we really love, and put the money part of it out of it, because it's hard finding these ones that grab your attention as much as they do. And sometimes they happen to be an expensive watch, but often they're not. Like this Spitfire I bought, this older, and it's 15 years old. I didn't buy this as a Grail watch, but now I actually feel it is actually one of my Grail watches because I love it so much. And it's not a brand new release well, it was expensive, but it wasn't stupidly expensive like some of these sort of Grail watch level things. And I think something that grabs your attention and it gets you excited. That's what I'm chasing. So if I'm chasing something, then that seems like a Grail journey to me.
Well, everybody, pause for the calls because we have a degenerate in the chat, and he said, "What's good, people?" I just want to acknowledge him because he is a watch snob. He is a Grail master, if you will. He's a Tudor fanboy, and he's a troublemaker, right? And he will push you down a rabbit hole faster than you can blink. It is his fault that a lot of purchases happen with a lot of people around the world, not just me. I'm just not a victim here, all right? Nobody's talking about that in 2025, how you victimize all these people. Nobody's talking about that, DK. You're a troublemaker, sir. He's probably cussing me out right now.
He's not alone being one of those people. There's so many of these people out there like that have forced me to buy watches, and I think they're all bad people. They've cost you my bank balance.
He said, yes, that doesn't count for Seiko's, G-Shocks, etc. LOL. Oh my gosh. You know what? We were talking about that. So I have my Longines, and I know James has one as well. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I was like, man, if I ever get my hands on Longines, man, that's my Grail watch, and I got it. I wore it. I slept in it, and it was like amazing. And then I got this Tissot, and that watch was a thing in the past. I was like, forget that Grail. Get out of here. This is my new Grail. It made me feel like, what was those things my granddaughter watched? Despicable Me. The Minions. They like, oh, this is the big boss. This is the evil boss. And it gets killed. And they go to the next one. You're God. And they die. Oh, we're going to the next big boss. Yeah, that was me. Yeah. What's up, Paul? Welcome in, brother.
Saw you earlier. That's why I couldn't spend the money on something, worth half a house, for crying out loud. There's not a chance.
Woo!
I'd rather split that across 500 watches, enjoy each one of them. Like James was saying, I'd rather go for the ones that jump out at me, and those are the ones I really want for whatever reason it might be. That's my business. But that's what I'll gravitate to. Doesn't matter the price.
Wow, this is a comment right here. You're not a real collector until you had at least 2 divorces because of watches. Oh, wow. Wow.
You've had 2 divorces, you don't own any watches because you don't have any money left.
Oh, shit, my wife's
wow.
Don't worry about it, hon.
Don't get in trouble, bro. Oh my gosh. Bulgari, hey man, that Bulgari is something else, man. Brigade has a birthday. Was it 270 years? Is it Brigade? Or is it no? I'm sorry, I keep saying Brigade. It's Vacheron that's 270 years old. Somebody actually said that. Was that Paul for you? You said you're a Vacheron 222 gold. Rumor has it that they're going to be doing a collab with Swatch. So that 222 is going to be bioceramic.
Good grief.
God, I hope you're joking, bro.
Fake news is fake news.
I want them to do it. I want them to do it so I can laugh at all the videos.
Yeah. And you know how many people will go out and buy that watch though?
In a heartbeat.
There'll be so many people buying watches, man. Exit watches are like Santa Claus. Make believe. I refuse to believe someone can stop buying watches indefinitely after being an enthusiast about them like we all are in this chat and panel. You ain't lying, brother.
You speaking for sure, Trap.
Listen, how many times, bro? Listen, if you had $1 for every time I said I'm done, bro, you guys can buy your Grail watch. Man.
Very true.
Little Piglet. Hey man, listen. You know what? And that I'm gonna say this. And I can say this now because I'm not in scared of saying this on YouTube. I got kicked off of Instagram because I made fun of Rick Ross talking about this watch that he had, and he said, "Stay in your lane, little piglet." Right? So you'll think when you say piglet and you make the noise, you're gonna go oink oink. He went hee haw, hee haw, and I was like, I was so embarrassed. I said, "You know what? You just put us back, all the black folks. You just put us back 200 years with that stupidity that you just did."
No.
I was like, "You just lost your black card, bro. Get out of here."
Don't put his stupidity on everybody, man. That's not his fault. He's never been out of the city before, you know.
Now
So
I got kicked off of TikTok because I said that about Rick Ross. Rick Ross, he always talking trash, right? And I said something that when I just said, "You put us back 200 years," and they said, "Oh, you're off." They said they put me off of bullying. I said he just talked about this dude and he got racial with Nico. Are you serious? And oh wow. But I don't know. Maybe TikTok is about to, and I don't care if they knock off TikTok. I don't like TikTok. I hope they kick y'all out.
I thought there was
Well,
just
in a way,
13-year-old
I don't
girls
really
dancing on
because
TikTok. I thought that's what that was for.
did you say what?
I thought TikTok was just 13-year-old girls dancing.
It started out, but you know what? There's some millionaires on TikTok. There's people making a substantial amount of money, and I don't think the government can touch it or whatever the taxes from it. I don't know how it go. I don't know. That's just my conspiracy theory kicking up. I just feel like, they say, "Hey, they're trading secrets." I was like, no, you're about to eliminate a lot of jobs and make people go back to work, but they'll just find another way to make money. Let's see. What are you saying there, Robert Wood? Yeah, when I got my Bucher last September, that was my last watch purchase of the year. That was 3 watches ago. Oh what's up, Eric Mack? Welcome in, man. Welcome in, everybody. I hope you guys hit that thumbs up button. Mods, if you will, anybody that's a mod here, please drop the links to these as we go along. Because you may not know these guys. You know what I'm saying? We have JP from Noctua Watches here. We have Chris from Mirrly on Time, and we have watching James, right? And all 3 of these guys have been amazing. I have binge watched a lot of their content. This guy, Noctua Watches, man. Gosh, that watch that you just launched today, I saw it on Facebook. That is a beautiful watch. You did a great job, bro. That's one of my purchases this year. I told you last year that I will be getting one, and yes, I do. Yeah, and I heard that your mailing system is on, right? You guys are good to receive.
Finally,
I still got your package right here.
No problem. Anytime.
I still got your package, bro. So yes, man, everybody, man, here, man, is amazing content creators, man. DK is a content creator. Robert Wood is another content creator. We have Ristful Ignorance and Skylar Santana. If I missed any content creators, man, please make yourself known. Oh, Sea Legs is still in here. Hold up, Sea Legs. I just met them. Sea Legs is a C channel, a cruising channel. I said a C channel. And him and his, I believe that was his wife. Amazing people. Had a great time with them yesterday. I have to get a new watch now. Yes, you do. Probably still a Fitbit. You can keep your Fitbit, but you have to get a watch now. Matter of fact, Noctua Watches he launched one. Go over his page and just check it out. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Woody said, I don't think so. What's that too? What are we talking about, DK? Go blind and you won't care about watches anymore. Well, they have a watch for the blind. I saw it. It's a magnetic watch. So there's no excuse. You should have a watch. I don't care if you're blind. If you're blind and you're watching this, or you're not watching this, but if you're listening to this,
You're not watching James.
Yeah. You'd have to change your name. That's a bad idea. You could have a second channel.
I thought Feeling James, but that's probably not right either. I don't.
Hey, that's a third channel.
Hey, don't do that. You be in one of those Diddy freak offs or something, bro.
Yeah.
Like you got to listen.
That's a different platform.
This is a
That's
different platform. Is it? It's not even after 9 o'clock yet, bro. So
It's a morning here.
it's morning. Yes, it's morning there. That is crazy. That's crazy. All right, so let's get. Well, we were never on the tracks in the first place, so we can't go off the rails. And I got that actually from Mr. Wood. I heard him say that before. We're searching for the next
Dopamine
watch.
hit.
Dopamine. Hey, man. Hey.
That's actually a good point, because I'm finding as well on this sort of search of watches, you kind of get that dopamine hit without buying it. If you stop yourself from making that purchase, you sort of like, oh, I really like it, and I research it, and I enjoy it, but then I actually don't buy it, and then I move on to the next one. So you can almost have a Grail journey without then buying the Grail watch.
Mm-hmm. I got a question for the chat. Has anybody reached their Grail watch, right? And do you own it still to this day, right? I want to know that. If go ahead and put that in the chat. And the next question is, how often do you wear that? Now, I just want you guys to be honest. Go ahead and put that in the chat. I was watching a video. I shared this with Long Ranger the other day. There was a guy that I've been watching, this YouTuber, and he was talking about his did he get the Pelagos? He got, I know it was a tutor, and he wanted it, he loved it. And he did another video where he got rid of it, right? And he never said it was a Grail or anything like that, but he was like, it was something he was looking to get, and fell out of love with it, and said he got rid of it because it had a snowflake hand. And as I'm watching it, I'm sitting there like, wait a minute, you knew it had a snowflake hand when you bought it. Like, it's not like the snowflake grew as you wore it. like what is, you know what I'm saying? And that really put me in that perspective. I see a number of content creators put a lot of certain watches at the top of this list as, hey, these are watches that you should have in your collection. And then you see them trading it off to get the bigger hit. And I'm like, hold up.
Yeah.
Where's the enjoyability? Where's the fun with your watch? You know what I'm saying? Like,
the other thing I want to add to that, Trap, is
yes.
I know at least one content creator, and I haven't watched them for a while, and they're on Instagram, not on YouTube. And they actually somewhere in, I guess they live in the States, and I know in Canada I couldn't probably get away with this, but there are some people that have actually purchased, like if you're watching someone that has 2 Rolexes, a tutor, whatever it is, there's a good chance they're in debt for those watches. No, like let's be serious here. And there are some people, I know one content creator, and I can't remember the name, so it wouldn't matter if I did. Like, lots of people know them, and they actually candidly said, yeah, we basically, when there was a real crazy inflationary thing happening with Rolex, where a $15,000 watch was selling for 40-45, they'd go to the bank and they'd finance it as an investment. So the bank would go, okay, it's worth this, and so you're going to be wearing a watch like, so I'm kind of wondering myself, how many of these people are actually, got monthly payments of $300, $400, $500, $600 or more a month just to wear a watch.
Yeah. And then turn around and try to milk it for content as much as you can, and flip it and do the same thing again.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know from just my own, as a Canadian, looking at a Canadian jeweler that has one of my Grails, which is Tudor Black Bay 58, which in Canada is going to cost me, I believe, about $7,000 after taxes. They offer monthly payment plans, put so much down, and then you can pay, like whatever, $300 and something a month for the next, 4 years, 36 months.
Yeah.
Why would I make a car payment for something to wear on my wrist that I know ultimately is not going to be worn every day? It's not going to be enjoyed every day. And, as I said, the glory fades with everything that we get that's new. We get excited about it. Doesn't matter what it is, new TV, new car, new watch, the glory fades after a bit, and it just becomes this thing that you have. So,
and a 1% chance of it appreciating. So
yeah,
Mm.
exactly. Yeah.
That is Nerd with Swag says stupid is spending 16 million on a watch. Floyd Mayweather. And the bad thing is he can't tell time on that thing.
Is that because of the watch or because of Floyd?
yeah,
Oh, that's all Floyd.
column A, column B.
I saw it was the most expensive watch in the world, about 55 million. Would you buy it if you're a billionaire? Absolutely not. I wouldn't. I know Chris would. Chris be like, yeah, I'm down. I'm a billionaire. Let's get it.
Yeah.
Greetings, Bellflower, California. Well, greetings, Rio. And I hope you're in a safe space. I don't know where Bellflower, California is in relation to the fires. If you're in,
Oh, good.
if you are close to that, man, prayers go out to you. Eagle Ray.
Prometheus. I've heard of Prometheus timepieces. I've heard of them, but
I saw Prometheus on Instagram because, like, bro, look, you look up one watch, a million will pop up, right? I saw the Prometheus. I haven't dove into it, so I really don't have a comment on that one. I would have to, of course. Now you just put it in my head, so now I'm gonna have to look it up tonight. You know, you see, that's how it happens, bro. This is how it happens. Rio, I think you know what you work for DK, don't you? Now you got me all messed up.
If memory serves, I think Prometheus is actually a Portuguese brand.
Yeah, I think
Strange
so.
thing.
I think you're right. But I'm definitely going to. I'm gonna verify.
you know who's making really and I seen them at the Toronto Timepiece show when I was there in September, and they're circulating around YouTube. Maybe James, you've got one. I don't recall seeing one on your channel. Maybe you did. The Venzano, the Italian micro brand. They are making some really, really nice looking watches.
Yeah.
And really good quality, reasonably affordable as far as an entry level luxury watch. But yeah, they have some really nice looking watches.
Are you going to be at the Vancouver show?
No.
Oh, too bad.
Whereabouts in Canada are you?
Edmonton.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I'm in Ontario.
It's kind of what I was thinking. You're out east there.
Yeah.
You're out east to me anyway.
Yeah. Out east to you. Yeah. If I could, I'd love to go, but I'm definitely going to next year's Toronto show for sure.
They talking about me in the chat, y'all. They dogging me out in the chat, man. They really they giving it to me in the chat, bro.
Been outnumbered by the Canadians.
Man, bro. I really don't have only one watch that I would call my Grail. I have many that I really love.
Yeah.
And that, you know what? James, you have a few favorites, right? I can honestly say that, like, and people, and see, I get this almost every other live because I'm live. I don't know, sometimes twice a day.
It's hard to catch up when I miss them. Like, how many hours am I going to be watching Trap?
Might go a little, twice. I did it twice. This is my second live for the day, but who's counting? It doesn't count for you, James, because it's tomorrow. All right. So you got one.
I'm speaking to you from the future.
I have a number of what I call like favorites, I guess. And I lined them all up right here. And one that I paid like $200 for, man. This is an Islander, man. That's that Lennon dial, that peach. Man, this watch is really nice, man. When the sun hit this thing, and it has a Miyota 9015. Now, it's no Rolex. It's not an Omega, but it does it for me, right? And it's a very significant watch. My glycines are very important to me. Those are like favorite bills. And I already know. I don't have Noctua yet, but I'm pretty sure once I get that, because I like to stay in my lane as far as design language. right? So that question about having millions and stuff, and we've asked this question before. I actually went to Moria Jewelers, and we played a game with the guys. I said, hey, if you had $100,000, what was the first watch you would get? Everybody ran over to Omega, and they was like, I get this, and they loaded up. They stuck their carts with this, and I was surprised at some of the picks because I knew Omega would because you think if you had $100,000 just to go shopping, right? We were talking about credit earlier before they getting credit for certain watches, not so much having the money in your hand. And you guys in the chat, you play along with this. If you had $100,000 in credit, what is the one watch that you would get first, right? You don't have to put all the watches, but what's the first place you're gonna go? And after we got through talking and stuff like that, there's some other things you need to consider. If you bought that watch, right, a very high-end watch, let's say you went and got a Patek, it's the equivalence of buying a Lamborghini. The maintenance on that thing is going to kick you in the teeth. And then you're going to be like, what did I do to myself? When you go in, you're like, hey, you getting the service? And it was like, yeah, that'll be $15,000. Like, what? 15 what? Yeah, that's 15,000. So you only got $100,000 credit, and you got a whole bunch of Grail watches out of that, and now you got to repair them in 2 to 3 years. And some of them, if you don't wear, that's one thing I know about a Patek, or at least I heard. If you don't wear it as often as you should, it just gunks up, and then you have to take it in and get serviced, and that's expensive. So unless you're ready to maintain that, you might want to stick to what's that song? TLC, Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls. Better stick to what you know.
Yeah. So that right there might be a reasonable argument for keeping it in a watch winder. I don't know. Like if you had an expensive watch like that. I know when I saw some watches on an auction, just a local online auction, and there was a Rolex on there, and it turned out it was a fake Rolex. But, for shits and giggles, I called my local jeweler. And I said, if I put a bid on this and it's a genuine Rolex and I want it to, get it looked at and see what needed. And they said to me, before anything happens to it, it's $2,000. So they send it to Rolex. It's a minimum $2,000. And then what they do with it on top of that. So that's a huge factor that I learned about. Average Joe Watch Reviews, AJ, or
his Breitling,
his Breitling, and it's and so that's the thing with I would buy the Breitling B01 Navitimer, full stop. I love that Breitling Navitimer, but I wouldn't buy a used one because I've seen a number of people, AJ being among one of them, that had issues with the watch when they bought it used. And, so he bought it when it was maybe 3 or 4 years old, when it was due for a service. And he ended up spending, what was it? He ended up spending, it was close to $2,000 US, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, bro. Hey, listen, man. Some of us in the chat, bro, we got a lot of watches, man. And think about if you had to do maintenance on 10% of what you got in your collection. Jay Jones is not here tonight, man. That will bankrupt Jay Jones. I'll just say that for the record. You already know Jay Jones.
That would bankrupt the East Coast.
I'm trying to tell you, hey, in the current, in the future president wouldn't be able to bail you out, bro. You're done. You're done. I mean, you know what? I'm not trying to pick on you, Jay Jones, but anybody that has many as Jay Jones or more, and some of you guys got courts. If you're not changing batteries yourself and you take that to go, do you understand a battery change for the watches, the amount of watches you got? Oh my gosh, bro. You can literally buy the Black Panther Tourbillon with that. I'm trying to tell you. And yes, that we're talking
giving people excuses to buy that.
Yeah.
Forget all these batteries. Don't do that. Go buy this.
Right. Lone Ranger said, I believe Borealis and Prometheus are the same owners.
I think so, yeah.
Oh.
Hey, listen, that's the Oracle. He knows.
Portuguese brand, yeah.
But listen, I'm going to tell you something about that guy. James, And y'all, if y'all don't know this guy, Long Ranger, he goes by many names, but he is the Oracle, right? That's the who we go to for watches. He knows all of them, right?
Mm.
He knows so many different watches. His collection is like crazy. We don't know how many Grail. Now, he don't get excited about watches because he's obtained all his Grails already, right? So we're trying to beat his door down to get some of those Grails. You know, like, hey, listen, share some of the sugar, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got too many watches as it is. Share some of that, bro. You feel what I'm saying? But I have some in my collection, but that's neither here nor there. You know what I'm saying? So if he's willing to let some of them go, which I think he is, man, y'all might want to get with the Oracle, aka Long Ranger. He has some nice watches in his collection, as well as DK. But I don't know if he's coming off his precious Tudors. Yeah, you know I'm gonna pick on him. Tudor fanboy. If I had 100K, I would get out of debt and buy.
91W.
Hey, I'll sell you mine.
I've got a better idea. If I had 100 grand, I'd invest it, and then every year I'd use the money from the 100 grand to buy a nice watch.
There you go.
Hey.
You can
So
almost make 10 grand a year out of that.
I
Yeah.
think another part of this
10 grand,
conversation,
that is an Amiga every year.
I've shared this before. You know, I own a home and I have a wife and a family. And well, my kids are pretty well grown, but some of them still live at home. And there are other things as a family man that take priority over buying a $5,000 or $10,000 Grail. I think I would get a divorce. I'd have that first divorce because of a watch. If I bought a $5,000 watch and didn't take my wife on a nice vacation to somewhere in the Caribbean or somewhere warm, which we haven't done, which we want to do. If I came home with a Tudor Black Bay 58 and said, "Sorry, I got this," and you know, you're gonna have to wait a few more years before we go on our trip.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Make sure you insulate the doghouse first.
insulated.
I've got a couch
bruh.
you can sleep on, Chris.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Insulation. Okay. Yeah, that's probably what it is, Joe. I'll get with you after the show. Let me see. JJ's watch battery budget is bigger than my whole watch, but man, bro, I'm trying to tell you, man. My man got a lot of watches, bro. Man, I'm trying to. So now, you know what? For me, man, I was telling James, me and James, I learned a lot from him before the show started, man. Just talking, it was great talking to you, bro. But one of the things I would say, and I'm not speaking for nobody on the panel or anybody in the chat, I enjoy YouTube. I enjoy doing this, right? And I know you guys that are doing it, you guys enjoy it, right? But there's times where I just stick to certain YouTubers now because you do have this option of not watching the people that you don't like. I don't know if you guys knew that or not, but like, just don't click on it. Like, just don't click on it. You know
what?
You know what I'm saying? The thing though, the thing that gets me is the theme that these guys are saying out here right now. It's like it's always the next, like the next Omega or the next this or the Vacheron, and it's nothing against it because I actually got a chance to look at a Vacheron for the first time. Was a month ago, and beautiful. Actually, 2 months ago, beautiful watch. And I always recommend that if you look at a Vacheron, you flip it over, and you're looking at the movement. Get a jeweler's loop and look at it, and just see, man, it's amazing. And those watches are so necessary to look at. Not so much to obtain, but they are great to look at. You know, and I know somebody said that was their Grail, getting the 222, and I know like that was Paul that said that. Paul, if he's still in here, Paul has an amazing collection, and I love the way he collects. He's a man. This guy, he's like a big kid to me. Like he get a watch and he's like, ooh, and he will tell you. And James, you ever get over here to the States, and we can, you know, like if you plan it out and you get to like the wind up or something like that, bro. Like I could take you around, especially if it's in Chicago, or I'm gonna say go. Like if you do, let's go to New York because that's the big one. That's the big one. So you got San Francisco, you got Chicago. Both of those are great. But the New York one, oh yeah, that's the Mecca. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, I think
next time in the States, I'll definitely be lining that up.
Okay.
Cost you a Grail watch just to park in New York, though.
Man. Oh, hold on, wait a minute. Rio, what you say? Hey, thanks for inquiring. Okay. All right. I was just I'm pretty sure I'm behind on we got a super chat. So there is a tradition here. Anybody that's been on this channel knows that anytime we get a super chat, we do the super chat dance. So thank you, and here we go. Thank you so much for the super chat. And we are, let's see, what's this? You can take your wife on a nice vacation to an AD. That is, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
My wife is well aware every time we go on holidays that there are going to be watch shop visits.
Yeah.
Always.
All right, so
we get to about 16 shops, and then that's enough.
Yeah.
So, did we establish whether or not grails are supposed to be obtained or not? And I think it's. I'm going to say this. It's not textbook. It's in the eye of the beholder because your grail could be a PRX with the 7753 in it. You know, it could be a Hamilton. It could be a Longines. It could be a Boulevard. I don't know. You know, or it could be where's that darn watch I had? I just had it a minute ago. It could be this bad boy right here, this Russian piece right here. It'd be one of those. I don't know. But I don't know. I think, you know, like my definition of Grail at first was something that was high priced. You know, I didn't consider like Rolex to be a Grail. I considered, you know, like the Pateks, the APs, the Vacherons. I considered those to be Grail pieces until I laid eyes on the Panerai. Is like that's one of my like I don't know. Maybe that's like a I'm not gonna call it a Grail. I'm gonna take the Grail piece off of that. Because I can obtain that if I sold a few watches over here that, you know, I can get it possibly this week. But I don't know, man. I just want to, you know, like I wouldn't consider that Panerai Grail. It's just a nice watch, a little marker or a milestone, if you will. I just say that would be my milestone. There you go, nerd with swag, perfect. Oh, what did nerd say? I missed it. Oh, to AD to Switzerland. Okay. There you go, Chris. Take your wife out there to Switzerland to an AD.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to go to the cold though, Chris. She only likes the heat, doesn't she?
Oh my goodness, yes, yeah. I was.
He said, "You're watching me."
I was trying to. Yeah, my wife. You know, Noctua will probably relate somewhat. We wait 2 months out of a year now for, you know, nice sunny weather, and that's only becoming 1 month now. Month of July or August, kind of depends on where you are, and then it's cool, or you know, I actually like the cool. I don't mind winter even, but my wife she wants to be somewhere sunny 24/7.
The older I get, I'm feeling that a bit more myself. I hate to say it.
Yeah.
Well, I keep dreaming of the cold weather. I'm in this heat wave.
Oh.
Okay, so by request, he wanted to see me have a stroke again. So we must dance. I will never avoid Robert Wood. Are you crazy? Are you, man? Me, I'm not. I'm just behind the chat. I would never, not that guy. But this is okay. And okay, enough of the softballs. We are almost an hour in. Let's throw a tough on thoughts on homage watches, free watches for reviews. What's the best way to value a watch? Drama, baby. No, you're not kidding.
I'll jump in on the whole concept of homage watches because Well, James, you did a video recently on Chinese watches are becoming like very, very good. How good are they? That question. I remember my friend John in the West Coast from Canadian Watch Monkey mentioned something about, AliExpress is kind of ruining micro brands because of, you can get, a very good watch for a little money. And I just got this. I gave San Martin another try because I've had problems with San Martin. And this is the Black Bay 58 homage. And this is fantastic. I mean, it really is. And the question is, as James posed, how close are they getting? Some replica companies are getting obviously bloody close, right? And now that I've worn that watch, and it's fantastic, it really is. Do I really need to buy the, original Tudor for $6,000? In which I'm going to essentially get the same feeling looking at it as I'm looking at that. So I like homage watches because they are what I can afford. And if a watch is homaging something that I probably wouldn't spend money on, I'm all for it. And I know there's a lot of people that, would say the best thing to do would be to buy the homage so you get an idea before you buy the Grail. And I'm like, this things might have convinced me not to even worry about the Grail. So
they have a purpose. Absolutely. I mean, how many people can afford the Tudor versus how many people can afford the San Martin?
Yeah, exactly.
I guarantee San Martin sold 10 times as many. So just for that alone, I bet you they've made just as much as Tudor.
Yeah.
But
the other thing is, the other, sorry, man. No, I think like when some of these homage watches, I've been thinking about a lot as well. But some of these sort of Grail watches I really like, but I don't want because I have other Grails that I want more. But I'm still wanting those other nice watches. So it's like the Rolex Submariner. I like it, but I'm never going to buy one because I've got so many other luxury watches I would buy first. But I still kind of want to experience it. So then I get a homage. It's not because it's not a stepping stone or a try before I buy. I'm not going to buy the Rolex.
Exactly.
So
yeah. Listen, y'all getting me excited. Y'all getting me excited. I'm telling you, bro, because I'm telling you, I live right there. I am right there, and I can proudly say this, right? And YouTube or YouTubers, you can't bully me or bully my thoughts or what I love. You can't.
I'll try my best.
But watching James, he lives at AliExpress. Chris, between y'all two, y'all live in AliExpress, and I'm like, ooh, that's nice. Oh, that was it. The multi-ford. It was one of those Panerai homage piece, and I was like,
that Mirrly Fordic.
That thing.
That is brilliant, and it's $100.
Man, that thing is nice. I said, okay,
scary good. Blue hands and well made, and scary good.
Then the Baltony that you showed, I like that. I said, man, that's not even my design language, man. But I said, dude, I will rock that thing. Hey, man, that's great. Ooh,
that's the Baltony I just got with the.
Is that the 36 mil?
Yeah, 36 mil.
That's on my shopping list.
Burgundy dial, and Simon from Watch the Time put me on to Baltony in particular.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit you with your own. You glorious bastard.
This. Fantastic watch. Now this one, if I had bought it, I did get it for free because of the influencer rewards that I got with the AliExpress influencer program. I believe this is like, I want to say it's between 350 and 400 Canadian dollars for that.
Stay married, boys. I get that. I'm gonna go back up to one before we get up out of here, man. I'm gonna take up too much more of you guys' time. But yes, I do like utilitarian timepieces. Anything G-Shock throws out, yes, I like G-Shock. Absolutely love G-Shock. G-Shock served me in my military career, so I do have a Garmin as well. I had a Garmin when I was a repo guy, so I wore a Garmin. That definitely was a nice watch. The Breitling emergency. I saw that watch. I'm not against. I like it. A little thing you pull out, and I might do it on purpose. Let's see. Let's see. Affordable. What do you say? Affordable watches. Affordable watches. Affordable watches. Affordable watches. We had to go past it. If you just hit it 3 times, like a genie would have popped out, like a homage genie would have popped out. They're very good to exist because they will push really expensive watches to go down in price just because of what you said. And that, you know what? I honestly believe every year, man. Like, think about it. I didn't buy that homage piece at first. Well, I still haven't bought it because you told me to hold off, Chris. Like you was having trouble with it. But now that you got that one, you like, hey, no, this thing is good. I have no problem with going forward with that purchase. I'm pretty sure watching James will come out with something else nice. So. Then of course this guy down here, Mr. Noctua, Mr. JP himself, with all of your beautiful watches and your. Are you still going to be doing mods, or are you going to slow down with that?
No, that's totally going to slow down for a handful of reasons. I mean, the focus is going to shift completely. Plus, too much heat coming from watch brands, honestly, about Seiko now is starting to hammer down on people for using their dials, whether they're OEM dials or not. They're saying no, we didn't make that watch, so we don't like it. Fair enough.
Okay.
I'm not going to argue with that.
It's called competition. So I will say this. I will ask this question, and this is for the chat and anybody on the panel. Is there a watch that you don't have in your collection currently that you really want? It's like it lives rent free in your head. What is that watch? Or watches?
It needs to be watches. I've got a list written down.
The list is thick.
Man, wow. That's like a.
I literally have a list written down.
Really?
Yeah.
This is the expensive side, and this is the more affordable side of the want list.
Right on.
So
what's one on the? Give us one from each side.
The expensive side, that doesn't really change. It's the white Bertrand Grand Seiko, although I'm not sure if I'm ever going to buy that one. The Vertex M100 I like as well. An old Cartier de Calibre I like as well, but I'm not sure if I'm going to end up with that one. On the other side, I've got Seikos and Hamilton and Mido and that Bolton is actually on my list as well. I like that.
It's really nice. I had Adam from Fair and Swit send me a message saying his Vice bubblegum 3.0 is going through Canada. Would I want to have a look at it? And I said, "This is bear shit in the woods." That watch, I actually almost bought it at the Toronto Timepiece show, but he had one left at the Toronto Timepiece show, and he ended up selling it before I could get it. That watch is so bloody cool that it's definitely the one that I have been wanting for a while, just for the cool factor.
Nice. Okay. What's yours, JP?
I don't know, honestly. I hate to say this, but ever since I've seen it, I've just been in love with it, and that's the Tudor Chrono, the Miss Piggy. I love that pink dial.
Really?
Yeah. I love it. I can't see spending the money for it just because I got so many other things I'd spend the money on, but I love the watch. So if I had an extra, I don't know, $9,000 or so, $10,000 just laying around, who knows?
And I'm
San
actually
Martin
looking.
does a nice homage with that one, don't they?
Pardon me?
San Martin does a homage with that one, don't they?
Pretty sure they do.
I can't remember who it was, but I picked up a plain dial and threw a logo on it.
There you go.
surprisingly, not half bad. Quartz movement, but I don't care. It'll do for now.
Yeah.
You know what? I like that. The Tudor FXD is like that thing is beautiful. I love that watch. I really enjoy just everything about it. Right, and I was watching one of those YouTube channels where they were talking, praising it, and then there were some other people like, "Well, it doesn't have this, it doesn't have that." I'm like, stop it, just stop it, okay? Like you guys are never happy. This Rolex just came out, but it don't have shut up, because you just got through praising Rolex a minute ago. Well, you know what Vacheron is this, but it don't have. Oh, shut up, just stop. Stop with the complaining and whining. How the heck you gonna complain? This watch is $40,000, and if you can obtain it, be thankful. That is a blessing. Like at the end of the day, all jokes aside, it is a blessing for any of us to buy anything. Even if you bought it, bro, this piece right here is $17. I think the lowest I've seen it on Amazon. Right? If you bought a 17, this is a luxury. We've talked about this before on this channel. It's a luxury. You feel me? I don't care what it is. You know, you have life, you have your mortgage, you got all this other stuff you got to do. So if you can buy a watch, an extra watch, even if it's one a year, it's a blessing. You know what I'm saying? You can't just sit here and be like, oh, well, I got this Breguet, or I got this Vacheron, or I got this, but you know what? Let me sell it so I can get something else. Woo, man.
So do you think they're doing that because they actually think that way, or are they just trying to introduce that negativity because they see that that's a social media and people grab onto it and they like this hate, they're drawn towards the hate conversation?
I'm a bank on hype. I'm a bank on hype, bro. Because like I can't see if you're dedicated, if you're an enthusiast that you say you are, right? A watch that you see, like that's why I can go Addie's Dive. I actually jumped into some Addie's Dive because of Chris. You pushed me down that rabbit hole. I got 2 of them. Don't laugh too quick, James. I bought a couple because you too. Don't you laugh too fast. So, but I enjoy the watches though. I enjoy them, and you should enjoy and have fun with your watches. And you know, it's just a part, especially if you're doing YouTube with it, man. Like you really have to just dive in. Aragon, like we got, who was that? Space G said this earlier, man. He said if I had 100,000, he said he's gonna buy like 4 or 5 Aragons and a cameraman. So he's spending his money. Like, look, I just need somebody to follow me around while I'm doing my videos, which I'm gonna get on your behind. You put out a video 7 days ago, sir. 7 days ago. Yep, I'm calling you out. I need to see something by the end of this week. If not, man, I'm gonna call YouTube. I'm gonna have you put in YouTube jail. Yeah, man. Yeah. So I'm going to put in here. So that comment earlier about where did I get my my EcoZilla from? I am putting that in there. I bought it from eBay. I think there was a few left. So and there don't go to Citizen to pay. That's $900. You're going to pay half the price going on eBay, getting it direct. All right, that's what I got. I got mine. What did I just do with it? Just somewhere. And I just had it. But anyway, it's around. Closing thoughts. Is anything you guys want to share before we get out of here?
2025 is going to be a good year for watches, I think.
Yeah.
All around. I'm not just saying that because I got into the game myself. I think all around it's going to be a really good year. And for us here in Canada, Chris, because, well, we got the Vancouver show and the Toronto show last year, or in the spring here, did really well. So,
yeah,
Jason, I've been talking to Jason Hutton. He's going to be running the Toronto show again. And the Vancouver show, it's going to be an annual thing back and forth, coast to coast. So,
yeah. And the one in September coming, like this coming September, is in a even bigger venue.
Yeah. He mentioned that.
Yeah. So should be able to host more watches. So, yeah.
Yeah. He also mentioned the possibility, I don't know if I'm saying something I shouldn't, but the possibility of something maybe in Quebec also.
Oh,
so
cool.
Yeah. Just it
Hey, Sixto. Sorry.
that old
Just saw
town
Sixto
word,
pop.
right?
He said, "What in the horology?"
Watch. Good for you too. Good to see you. You know, I've got a good final thought. I think.
Yes, sir.
Regarding a Grail watch, I've got a lot of watches, and I got a watch for Christmas from my daughter. And I'll show it to you. It's not an expensive watch. It's not a Grail watch by any means. And in fact, it's maybe a watch that my buddy Josh Town at the Town Watch did a whole video about how you should put these in the fire because that's what wood watches are for. But this has got walnut. It's a walnut in the middle for the center links and just a gunmetal. I don't know if it's stainless steel or a low lead brass. Feels kind of like a low lead brass, but it's got an inscription on the back of it. And I would rather have this than the Breitling I want or a Rolex or any other watch any day of the week and twice on Sunday because it came from my daughter.
100%.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a
definitely
great
the story and the connection to the watch and how
Yeah.
much you enjoy it that's important. And I just wish more of those watches were cheaper for me.
Yeah, I agree with you, Chris. That's what makes a Grail watch. You know, it's the connection, the meaning behind it. It's not the value of it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I will humbly agree. I have a number of Hamilton pieces in here, and I know it's a Swiss brand now, but we all know that it started out as an American brand, and that I have Hamilton as a reminder of our military, what they've accomplished. I wear this proudly, knowing that I actually served with a man that my second deployment. He was a gunner in a helicopter, one of the Hueys, and they were going to save a downed helicopter, and they end up getting knocked down. He took rounds going to save them, and he literally had this watch on his wrist. He told me the story. He still has that watch to this day. I seen him in the VA last month. He's in a wheelchair now, but I'm connected. So James, when you asked me about that, it took me at least 7 takes to get through that video. Right? It did, because I'm proud of what I've accomplished. I'm proud that I served the military until the time I couldn't. And the men and women that actually that wore these watches, right? That's what like really excites me. Like from G-Shock to some of these watches, like even to Rolex. I know people that wore their watches, pilots that flew with them, that fought in battles, just to wrap their flag around them, to be proud members of the military. Even the enemy, right? You think about it. I don't care who you are. I respect your position as being a military man or woman, and whatever watch you wore while you train in battle. Those things have stories. Those are more grails. Those are more significant to me. You can have, and I'm not knocking anybody. If you feel that your Vacheron is a grail because of the price or whatever, that is your definition of it. Honestly, I can't say anything. I'm not drowning you for that. Even I got some of my Invicta people in here. Like if you guys are, let me see where. Hey, I have one right here, and I consider this a milestone piece. I've wanted this watch for a long time, and I got it. This is a Sabakwa Normal 1, 47 millimeters. It has a Salida 200 in it. Came with the 18 karat gold case back.
Nice.
Yeah, I wanted this watch for a long time, and I got it. Right. So, and shout out to my buddy, who got it from me. I appreciate these watches, man. So yeah, everybody has their own definition. Special forces. Yes, I remember that. It's Special Forces. And I worked with Special Forces when I was in Iraq, and they wore Rolex. They have Rolex. So I mean, it's all about how you connect, and if you're a YouTuber that just doing it for views, God bless you. It's so precious. So with that being said, guys, you have any other things before we get out of here? All right. So this has been a treat. 2025 is the year. Thank you guys for coming up here. I greatly appreciate it. James, thank you for spending your morning with us, man. Get that dog back out there, sweat a little bit, some more. And ladies and gentlemen, to the next lightning strike, you all be blessed. You guys have a good one.